Hi, I'm Christina Mackay and I'm the founder of INN. Today I want to talk to you about team and how to build your team as a startup. First up, let's talk about the co-founders. I think there's a bit of a myth that co-founders have to be the people that all came up with the idea, that were there from the beginning, and then they share the equity equally. Well, that's not true. So firstly, there can be people involved at the beginning who then drop off after a month. They like the excitement, they're excited to be part of a startup, they wanted to live the dream, but actually they realised it's going to be a lot of hard work and a really long way to go. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing is that you need to think about the skill set you need as the co-founding team. When you've started a business, you can't pay people lots of money. So what's the core skills that you need? So you need a CEO, a leader, you need a CTO, so who's going to be the technical person. And when I say technical, often that is actually technology, but if your product is something different, it might be a designer type person. I still think you need a CFO, some people don't, but I think you do, and I'll talk about that a bit later. And you definitely need either a sort of chief sales operator or a chief marketing officer. You need someone who actually understands how to sell your product and how to market your product. That's really key. You could have built the best product in the world, but if you don't know how to sell it and you don't know how to do customer acquisition, then it's not going to work. So make sure you've got someone who knows how to do that. And then, of course, once you've got your co-founders, that doesn't mean you split the equity equally. When you think about equity, you should really think about who's most valuable, who's going to do most of the work, and then together you need to come to an agreement around how the equity will be split. That can be a very difficult conversation, can be quite awkward, but it's a conversation that needs to take place. And quite frankly, if you're going to grow a startup, there's going to be lots of difficult conversations ahead of you, so you might as well start there. So after you've got your co-founders in place, then it's time to start building out your team when you start to grow. Now, be careful here. I think it's assumed that you need to hire people and employ people instantly and fast. Well, firstly, that's not true. You should really think about who could you take on as advisors, particularly if it could be a non-exec director, somebody that you might not have to pay. What about mentors? The government has a program for free mentors, and a lot of people will be happy to give their mentorship for free. So think about what you actually need. And then a good way to start out is hiring freelancers or contractors. And the reason I think this is good is because then you don't instantly have a fixed cost of a salary on your P&L. And also it means you get to know them, get to know both their skill set and their, whether you get on with them, their character and things like that. So I think hiring people in freelance and contractors can be a really good way to grow your team. In terms of what type of roles you need to be hiring, well, it will be, again, things around your sales leader, your account manager. At some stage it's good to bring in a project manager, so an operations lead. You'll need someone to be able to take care of your SEO, your marketing, your digital marketing, your social media marketing, and then certainly customer services or sort of client liaisons, as it were. And finally, of course, it's around your programming or your IT, the technical side of things. And all these roles will vary depending on what your product and service is. In terms of how you find these people, of course you can go to recruiters or look yourself, but actually one of the best ways of doing it is getting out there to the market, going to networking events, talking to people, and trying to get referrals, because then you understand a bit of their track record, you've got a referral, so you know that person, you trust that person. So just trying to get out there and talk to people can be one of the best ways to do that. And not only for yourself, so that you've met them in person, but also because you're a startup and you're not about to offer them a huge salary that a big corporate in the city might be able to offer them. So you've got to win them over, and the only way you're going to do that is in person, showing them your passion for the business and really getting them bought into the success and how exciting it would be to be part of your startup. And once you've found these people that you want to hire and bring into your company, it's good to think about both the skill fit and the behavioral fit. So skill fit, do they have the technical skills? Do they have the experience? It's great to ask for samples of work or even put them on some trial projects initially to see how they work and their quality of work. But then, of course, the behavioral fit as well. Some people don't like working for startups. I know, mad, right? But they don't. They would prefer to work for a big corporate that has processes and systems and ways of working, and an ease about it in terms of getting things done and moving forward, because you've got a big machine around you, rather than startups, which we're a bit scrappy and we all roll up our sleeves and we all get in there. Some people don't like that sort of environment. So cultural fit, behavioral fit, all of that's really, really important. So get a feel for that. So that could mean going to have a coffee with them, have lunch with them, social settings, grab a drink with them, play golf with them, really getting to know them on a personal level, because you don't want to hire badly. You don't want to have someone in your organization that doesn't work, because quite frankly you can't afford to. You can't afford to in terms of money or in terms of time, because you need to be growing, and you can't grow without the right people. So within your team, you should think about building what I call spikes. So building up spikes in different areas. One of these spikes will be your genius. Your genius will generally be behind the product or service or the technology. This person would be considered a high risk person, because if you lost them, chances are the business would go under. So that person's really, really key. In addition, you need, of course, a leader. Now, a leader and the genius, they might butt heads sometimes, and it certainly doesn't have to be the same person, and it often isn't. So the leader needs to be the person that keeps the team on track, keeps the business on track, keeps it going forward, helps manage the people, inspire the people, and motivate the people, helps make decisions, and helps define the goals that the team needs to work towards. So that's the leader. I mentioned earlier that an operator or a project manager at some stage. Now, at the beginning, right at the beginning, when you've just got co-founders, it's fine to do things in this scrappy nature, and keep things in different spreadsheets and do whatever you like, and not really have processes and systems. That's fine when you're starting out and you don't have 100 clients to keep track of. But when you start that growth journey, and actually just before when you're on the cusp of that growth journey, that's when you want a head of operations to come in. That person should be really headstrong. They might not be the favorite person in the company, because they're going to be telling people to do their timesheets, to follow processes, to comply with systems, to comply with regulation. There'll be sort of the cracking the whip, and it can be tough, but it's really, really important to help you grow and to enable that growth. And they'll be bringing in HR processes, helping you hire your team, you grow your team fast, IT processes, helping you scale your business. This is really key to your growth, so you need this person at some stage. Next up, you need your sort of networker or seller. So you need someone who's really charismatic, who has lots of charm, who thrives on going out and talking to people, lots of evening networking events on the weekends, loves going to the golf course or the netball court, whatever it may be, loves getting out there and loves talking to people, and is really charming and wins people over. And that could be winning new team members over, but of course winning new clients over. So that networker and seller is really important, and you would really want someone who already has a large network established. So probably someone that's been in the industry for a long time, knows a lot of people, already part of different groups and membership groups, and can really sell your brand, sell your company to the world. And finally, I told you I would talk about the CFO or the penny counter. I think this is really important. A lot of people today say, no, the robot accounting or cloud accounting will take care of it, so Xero or QuickBook or whatever it may be. Yeah, they'll take care of your accounting needs, but that's not the financial needs of the business. That's not going to be taking strategic decisions about your future. You need to be thinking about, when will you break even? When will you need your next investment? At what price will you sell your product in order to make a profit? How do you keep down your costs? All these questions that finance person needs to be answering. So it's really important to have them in the team. And then finally, just touching on how the team should work together. The only ways your business will really be a success is if you're collaborating. So you want your leader to be setting the direction, but that leader needs to be a really good listener, listening to your product designer, listening to your technician, listening to your CFO, and understanding what's stilting your growth or what problems might arise in the future, and preempting them. So it's about collaborating, listening, sharing the workload. There'll be times where actually the finance that you just got some investment, finances are in great condition, and the CFO might have some time in his hands or her hands. Chances are that person you hired is going to be multi-talented, have transferable skills, highly effective and be able to roll up their sleeves and help somebody else when that time comes. So you really need to build this collaborative nature when you're all talking, you're all sharing your challenges, and you're all helping out each other. So that's one thing. The other thing is around setting clear goals, and really the overarching goal is that you want to be a success, you want to win, and you all want to drive forward together on that. So it's not about having an individual that's going to get a bonus if that gets that one commission. It's about having your entire team wanting to win together, wanting to be the best, and wanting to dominate the market. And finally, if you've gone to all that effort to hire and find the best team, to find these needles in the haystack, to bring them into your organization, make sure you continue to develop them. Make sure you've got the right training or feedback processes or coaching, mentors, or a buddy system where they're all helping each other out. But if you've got bright people, these bright people want to be challenged or want to learn or want to continue to develop. So make sure once they're there, your work's not over. You're going to continue to develop them over the course of their career. So that's it on team. If you've got any questions, please do contact me. Thank you.